I guess I gotta update these things before I get it going right. Met them all over the place. Got in late. Got in by fucking 9:30ish, 9:40ish. Had a fucking video to finish for the Astros. Shout out to Hector. Excuse me. Um, and so it's probably the fastest I've ever rushed through getting a video together. I had to get some graphics together for it. Still didn't have everything done. I had to do a couple of, just a bunch of shit. And then as far as getting it done, but it just took a few minutes to process. It's still, then I got to use another program to shrink the file size and just do a bunch of tomfoolery. But welcome to the den. We're here. It's Friday night. It's a free range Friday. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Oh, it's something we're definitely going to be talking about tonight. Ooh, we're definitely going to be talking about tonight. And I haven't even had time to go back and watch the full thing, but I don't even need to see it all just to really go in on it. So there's that. We live in a society. So, you know, just a wild world that we just live in, man. Let's see who we got joining us, man. Let me fix these other things here on the sidelines and get everything up to date. Let's have a good time tonight. I always look forward to the den because I know it's always going to be a good time. I know Sauce Nation, they've been mad at me. Yeah, goddamn Honcho, you haven't streamed all fucking week. What's up with that? You've been giving those den folk all the goddamn love. Why can't Sauce Nation get any love? Well, goddamn it. The den folk show me love. I show the den folk love. And it's all sometimes just the time. It's just been one of them weeks, man. Since last Friday or so. It's just been, the days have been different. You know, trying to get things done, trying to get things in. Sometimes 10 is just better timing. So like I said, let's see what we got joining us this evening. And I hate that this one doesn't start at the very beginning, so if I missed you, I ain't this shit. Only one lie, Dita Kemah. Miss Bell, Culture the Nubis, what's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry, let me see. K Grace. It's always good to see Miss Grace. Sweetberry, sometimes. Not so much. You know, you guys gotta hold your nuts when Sweetberry come around. And your pistachios. Give it up to see what I did there. Let's see. 335 in the building. I see B for Real Broderick in the building. Chill HD in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? Chicago Bear, what's the motherfucking deal? Shelly Short in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? Shaolin Fantastic. What's the motherfucking deal? Man, it's yeah, sausage is a sausage party. That's what it's. I'm on the puns tonight. That's how you know my ass is fucking tired. When the jokes get, they're always corny, but when the jokes get extra corny, that's when you know your Honcho is sleep deprived. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's have a good old time. I know I saw Ronald Isley in there earlier, and I know I was giving out. I saw Shonda Tony earlier, and whomever else I may have given. Rashida Reed, I saw her earlier. Because when I switch over to the thing, it changes fucking chats. It's always just some shit going on. Okay, let's fix that. And I think everything else should be good. What the fuck is going on with that? What kind of shit is this? Oh. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I don't know what's it for. What fucking time zone this thing uses. Alright. There's that. Let me put the proper information for those who... I gotta put that in the fucking thing, the mask thing, in the little automated phrases or whatever. So that way it's just easier. I don't have to type it all the time. So I want to talk about something that I don't want to watch it, but I'm gonna watch it, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a sausage party in there, man. But let's say that's where we will wrap up the Kush then. Um, yeah, it would be real over. Oh, that would be terrible stuff. Um, but my thing is the LGBT CNN town hall thing. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Uh, Jason S. What's the motherfucking deal? I saw little clips here and there. Mike Rock, what's the motherfucking deal? Ben Jovi, what's the motherfucking deal? Yes, Blossom. And I'm not talking about the little weird looking kid from the 90s TV show, right? Hey, it might not all be necessarily like, but my pimp hand is strong like Ike. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be like Mike. Some people want to be like Ike. You know what I'm talking about? Some of us had different goals in life. Baker Man in the motherfucking building. Um, so much to unwrap from that in itself. Let me just let me add this real quick so I can make it real simple. Blossom, the black tranny. Pulled a Kanye on the little trans kid, right? What was it like? Little. This is man. It's a. Gotta be careful what I say because if you say anything that doesn't go with the masses, well, they're gonna get rid of you. Oh man. Bunch of little trans kids talking. Like I said, I didn't listen to any of them, and I wish I would have, just so I could really have a lot of the nonsense to talk about. Um, we didn't necessarily. Again, I saw that about the church, but isn't that what happened to separation of church and state? Right? We're gonna make you accept it. But this is what I'm saying. Look, man. I'm not a religious person. I'm none of these things. But there's a certain level of sense. You know what I'm saying? A certain level of sense that you have to have, and be sensible about if we're going to play these games. Now you're forcing acceptance on people. You're forcing people to embrace a lifestyle that most necessarily do not ever agree with, right? So here's my thing, man. Here's my thing. It's going to cause a problem. It's already a problem. This is all craziness. It's craziness. Like I said, I gotta get my thoughts together because let me cut off my shit. I got like 5 different things going on at once. So let's start with Blossom, the tranny thing. And Blossom comes down, pulls a Kanye on the kid. I don't know if it was a transgender girl. Again, these kids don't even know what's going on. These kids are just repeating whatever they hear, right? They don't know what's going on. Kids are very easily influenced, and this person is they're being manipulated into thinking this is what it is. Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? And so these people are trying to force you. They're intolerant of your lifestyle, but they want to force you into their lifestyle. So anyway, Blossom comes yelling and screaming. Let me tell you something, man. Think about this. Think about this. You're telling me that a town hall, this is like a fucking political event. You got all these people going on, and then it's supposed to be a civilized discussion. And this motherfucker just jumps up out of their seat, snatches the mic, and just yells and screams and says whatever they want to. Nobody gets upset. Nobody says, hey, what you just did was pretty fucking rude. You're cutting off people, and you're making it not only about the trans, but now it's about black trans, this, and that. I don't know how many trans people. They're always with we're dying. Where all the trans people are dying. Well, trans people commit more suicide than anybody. How do you, who do you, I mean, that's a tough thing to stop, right? You from yourself. That's a very tough thing to stop. So I don't know how you put that PSA out there. Hey, don't do it. Like that's a very tough one to handle. Again, death is sad, no matter who it may be, no matter who or where it is. But it's just like, man, you're dying at your own fucking hands. It's the same shit when we talk about issues going on in the hood and certain stuff, but you want to ignore certain aspects of the issues and just look at the other problems. And they're talking about, well, trans people are dying at a rapid rate, they're getting killed. I think this year on record they have what, like 26, killed for the year. Obviously, that was a second disruption. I didn't even know that. Like I said, I didn't even watch that. I didn't see it. But you have 26 on the year, so that's about, what are we in, October? I'll say like 2.5 a month, or 22. Even. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing. I think the number I saw was 26 somewhere. And so, and all of them are happening in Dallas. Like it's all in Dallas. All of them are taking place in Dallas. So that's where the majority of them have happened. Wonder why. But it's the Cowboys players. But let me stop making light of those situations. But my thing is this, and that's funny. So you said that they an illegal killed a trans. So it's like, you want to let all the illegals in? Well, they're out there. The illegals are killing all the trannies. So then now what happens? You're in a big conundrum. Now you're in a big clusterfuck. Democrats, what you gonna do? But again, I'm trying. Let me stop making light. Nah, I don't want to stop making light of it. I believe that's a nationwide number. I believe that's supposed to be a nationwide number this year, like 26 on record. I guess if they have now, again, depending on how you look at it, some of these outlets may look at them as their biological sex, right? So again, that number might be small. So it might be more than that. Now, this is me just throwing it out there, but in reality, you are what you are. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker throw a wig on and all of a sudden they're transgender. And all, like, who keeps track of that? Like, if you don't have some type of transgender documentation folder, like, who's motherfuckers? Oh, well, we raided this motherfucker's apartment. They have a bunch of women's panties and wigs. I guess they're transgender. Like, who knows, right? Who knows? Like, but is it? Let me see. It might not even be activated. The line. Let me double check here in just a minute. But here's my thing. Exactly. You're being rude. You're cutting off. So it's like you want to turn and to say so, but you're cutting people off who are like-minded, who are going through the same similar situations as you. And again, this is where we throw the black trans man and woman situation. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't really care about the China thing, like, because there's just certain situations that I'm not going to be a benefit of. All right, not because it doesn't benefit me, but I'm not going to be a help. I'm not going to really. I don't have. I'm not. I'm concerned about humanity, and again, I don't want people to die for unnecessary reasons. I don't think anybody should be. I'm not going to say no one should be killed. Like, if you're a fucking robber, you risking. If you're playing with somebody's life, then your life also becomes fair game to be played with. I posted a video on the Twitter earlier, and I remember it was an older video, but goofy motherfuckers, their brother had robbed a dollar store. Clerk had a gun behind the counter, put a hole in his chest, and these stupid motherfuckers were like, "Well, it's not right for them to be able to make that kind of decision. Yeah, he was robbing the store, so what? It's not fair that the clerk had a gun. He had a gun. You know what I'm saying? He had a gun. And again, you're playing with this person's life. They play with your life. That's how it works. Like, and niggas, sometimes niggas, and again, it ain't just niggas, but in this case, it was niggas. And this is a family.
of goofy, stupid niggas, because you would think somebody in their family would have some sense. And she just, it ain't fair that, his life got taken, and it ain't right. So what, he was robbing a dollar store. It ain't right that you put that gun on me, and I have the chance to get the upper hand on you. I don't care if it's in my place of employment. I don't care if it's at Popeye's getting a fucking chicken sandwich. The thing is, you're willing to play with my life to obtain whatever it is you're trying to obtain. So I may be the piece in the middle. I may not even be the main focus of what you're trying to accomplish, but you're putting my existence at risk to obtain whatever. So you've devalued my existence for whatever petty any shit you want. Well, at this point, I don't give a fuck about you or anybody in your lineage. Like, it's time for you to die. Like, I mean, what the fuck? And the fact that, like, I don't care if it's your brother, I don't care if it's your sister, I don't care if it's your mom, I don't care. But the fact that people will let, that emotional connection override the action, and that's the ignorance that a lot of us will display in certain things. Like, hey, motherfucker was fucking up, made a bad decision. Would that motherfucker have changed later on in life? We don't know. Motherfucker could have got worse. Motherfucker could have been a bigger problem. We don't know. But it's very unfortunate that it went the way it went. But guess what? What's the saying I've been hearing a lot of? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So, But here's the thing about the Mike Rock, and I agree with you that they're trying to make this the new civil rights. But the thing about this LGBT thing is nobody knows it unless you put it out there in the streets, right? If I'm black, I can't Sammy Sosa it up. I can't go to Jamaica, get the cake soap and put it on. You're still gonna know I'm black. Even if I cake soaped it all the way fucking up, I got to looking like Sean King in this bitch. My features are still gonna say that's a black guy. He's not fooling anybody. You're in here. Get out of here, Honcho. You're breathing all the white man's air. But my thing about this is like that is not so, because here's the thing is with these gender fluidity and all this, you're not, that just shows you're not stable. Again, it shows mental instability, in my opinion, because if you can't figure out what you are day to day, how the fuck am I supposed to guess? It's like, do I have to wake up and guess, and hey, Billy, are you Billy today? Are you Barbara today? What pronouns am I using with you today? I don't got time for that shit, man. I don't got time for that shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't. Like, there's so many other issues in the world for me to be concerned about. Like, I'm not putting that at the forefront of my problems. And again, I told you, I don't want to play make-believe with you. Like that teacher we talked about the other day, lost his job the year he had this student twice. And I'm trying to figure out why he had this student twice. This is a high school student. You had him twice. My motherfucker must have failed a class or some shit. So they probably got some other issues they need to be concerned with, more so than being transgender. But the year before you had them, it was a girl. Then this year, they've decided they're transitioning. Again, it's like an attention grab, in my opinion, for people who really don't have anything else going on. Like, and I hate to be dismissive, but let's be honest. What have you seen a transgender excel at in whatever given field? Like, when have you seen, outside of being transitioning and brave and this, that, and the third, like, what have they done outside of that to say, hey, this is an exceptional person, this is an outstanding person? Like, they're giving credit, they're getting credit for doing what a whole bunch of other people are doing, what people have been doing for years. So, like, what makes them special? Because when you look at it in the track field, so you go from the male, the more athletic, the more physical specimen, to being either the best, or some of them are second-rate female runners or second-rate female athletes. That dude Zuby, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Zuby. He's a black guy. I think he's from London or something. And he did some things to make a point, right? He did some things to make a point. And one of those things was he has like one of the female weightlifting records. I don't think he dressed up or anything. Just went in and said, I identify as a female. Went in and broke records. He raps and he does some other stuff. I don't know if you would call him conscious or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I've never listened to his music. I follow him on Twitter, but he's a very interesting guy. And he did it to like prove a point. Like, he's not trans. He don't believe in none of that nonsense. I think he's like a Christian dude, honestly. But he did it to just kind of show what a joke it is. And again, so basically, you're doing all these things. You're eradicating women. And as much as y'all say I come in here and I bash women, I love the late Honcho loves the ladies. Hey yo, and I want if the little one wants to grow up and do something, maybe she may aspire to have some form of you know athletic ability. She can't ever be a champion or she can't ever be a fucking winner because she has to compete against a bunch of fucking dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. But it's terrible. Getting back to the thing. Getting back, I've gone so far. I've gone on the trans tangent, but I want to talk about Blossom. And why do they always have these weird ass names? Why do they always? Why don't any of them have a normal name? Why don't any of them look like normal? They're like, and this is why I say it's a mental thing, in my opinion, because they look like the most outrageous of women. It's not like they go and they try to look like your everyday average. They go and they look like the most outrageous of women. And that's what they emulate. So it's this idea that they have. That's why I say it's not something inside of you. I can't it's hard for me to believe that. It's what you emulate, you perceive something that's been glorified either through television or that you've been around some type of woman who was just, out there like that or whatever. But it's not it's not a thing, and it's tough. And again, like I say, it may, some of y'all may be offended, but oh well. And I usually try to toe the line, but it's just getting too crazy, and it's getting worse and worse. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, it, I'm not gonna win, y'all. I'm gonna talk about a couple of things. I'm gonna open up the line here, man, in just a second, and we may go for a little bit. I may give y'all some mixer action tonight. We'll see. It's been a minute since I've mixed it up on the mixer, but exactly, a bunch of holiday hearts out there looking crazy as shit, Baker, man. But the Blossom thing, you telling me this is a political event? Somebody just starts yelling out of place and runs towards the microphone. Anywhere else, you do that anywhere else, even in a place that's you can get one of these speakers going to a college or security is going to shut that down. I believe that this was staged. I truly believe that this was staged. Again, like the Blossom, because like I said, I haven't seen all the rest of it. I saw you tweet about the 9-year-old trans thing, and this is what I'm saying. This is what they're doing. They're putting kids out there in front of you. They're playing the race card, because here's the thing. That's why I say, y'all, some of y'all disagree with me when we talk about certain black issues, and that's fine. I mean, this is what the den is about. Variance of opinion. I don't want everybody to be on one accord. I want people to be able to speak their mind freely, whether you agree, whether you disagree. Maybe on this part I agree with you, on this part, man, you tripping. This is what it's supposed to be about. Like, we're supposed to be able to embrace conversation. Like, we don't have that anymore, and that's what the purpose of the den is, to bring back freedom of speech, real conversation. I 100% believe that shit was staged, because in no way at any political event with politicians, presidential candidates, whatever you want to call it, are they going to let people get out of line like that, run up to the stage like that, and oh, but hey, Blossom, I'm trying to give you like anybody else. Hey, man, we're gonna put that down. Wait your turn. Anything else, man? No, that shit was fucking staged. And again, so what happens? It did exactly what they wanted to do. We're talking about it right now. I'm talking about it right now. So they fucking created this fake viral moment. And to get attention to it. I didn't see the first time. What was the first time? But like I said, I saw I've only seen the clip, and I told myself I didn't have time today. But I said I wanted to get back. While I'm doing all this, I'm tripping. I need to upload this video to the other thing. I said I wanted to get back and get a chance to watch it, and to watch the whole thing, and I haven't had a chance to. So I didn't see the other moment. So again, like I said, we're going to open up the line here shortly. Let me set this. I got a Strolls video I got to upload real quick. Let me set this to where it should be. Oh shit! Hold up! Oh
Okay. Well, I see Hector putting in work, baby. So like I say, the highest paid black actors in Hollywood is Medea, Tyler Perry. Here's my deal though. Even with Tyler Perry, again, like I said, I don't support his work. Can't knock the hustle. I am not even mad at what I'm still not gonna watch anything that he does. Let's be realistic here. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be like, wow, Tyler Perry got a studio. I'm going to watch it. I've never watched a Tyler Perry anything. I'm not going to start now. Let me tell you about one thing. If I'm nothing else, I may be late from time to time. I may miss some streams and all these other things. But in my opinions, I will always remain consistent. So, people get mad at me on the other channel, sports channel. Well, you're still being. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm not just gonna flip the script. Even all of last year when it was terrible, I stayed fairly consistent until it just got to a point where I saw something that I could no longer agree with. Then then I changed my line of thought, and it'll be the same way. And this situation here, like I said, it's just the theatrics that they put on to do this. You're telling me. Have they had a black town hall yet on CNN? Because they've had all kind of other town halls on CNN. I've seen everything else, right? I've seen everything else, man. I've seen everything else. Have they had a black town hall? And not that I'm saying that I care, because I've gone past the point where, we're worried about black politics. We already know where blacks are leaning. I think blacks need to move more focused on economics than politics, personally. But I'm just asking, have they had a black town hall? Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you what you're talking about cross-dressing or whatever, what do you have to lose? I'm a man. I go out in life day to day. Well, you're a piece of shit. You're a misogynist. You're the patriarchy. You're the problem. Well, let me put on this fucking dress. You're so fucking brave. I'm so fucking proud of you. Hey, you go, girl. You're the future. We stand with you. Like, word. This is how it's happening. This is how it's rocking. And so it's just it's a terrible situation for men. It's a terrible situation for masculinity. And I think you've seen this historically where countries decline when these type of behaviors happen. And that's what's going to happen. I'm going to open it, give me just a minute. I'm going to open up in just a second. Let me get this little piece of what I got to do out of the way, because I'm going to be honest, I'll be distracted. I want to make sure I'm listening to you guys properly. It's going to take me like 2 seconds in the it took like a minute and a half, and the rest of it's automated, so I'm rambling slightly while I get this set up. But my thing is this, man. It's unfortunate. It really is. It's sad that it's gotten to this point. But what I'm saying about this, even if they haven't seen a black town hall, but they say that the LGBT population is what? 1%, 2%, you know what I'm saying? Even if I've heard as high as 4%. Okay, fine. Let's say it's 4%. What is the Asian population in America? Because I don't ever see them get catered to, period. Ramble on, sing my song. But my thing is this, like, Asians are everywhere. Asians have a little monetary weight. Why are there never events catering directly to Asian people? Hispanics get catered to. The blacks were getting catered to. I think they kind of said, fuck y'all niggas. I'm asking, but have they had one? When did they have? I mean, I've seen that Black in America thing a few years ago, but I'm actually asking about a black town hall. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Asians getting to the fucking money. They don't give a fuck about what the fuck is going on. They over there rooting for China and shit right now. They don't care about none of this other nonsense. Like, because it doesn't matter. If you're getting money, you know what?
Money makes you not give a fuck about these stupid problems. You know, the people complaining. And then, that's another thing I want to talk about, but I'm going to save it because I've rambled on this for quite a bit, so I'll save this topic for another time. But we're going to have an extremely interesting discussion here real soon. Let me do this shit real quick. But, so my thing is like, the LGBT population, you're telling me that it's a bigger population than the Asian population? I mean, I'm asking. I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm just another nigga on YouTube. I'm asking questions here. So, and so again, like I said, you don't ever see them get kicked. Why? Because they don't care about those fucking problems. They don't give a shit about those fucking problems. They go out and they get money, right? What's Yankee Stadium? What's the name of Yankee Stadium? Again, pardon me for this, like I say, but it's it's time sensitive, so I have to make sure this gets done. This game is tomorrow, so I need to make sure. Just some bang, man. I need to stop drinking this shit. I think Sunday will probably be the last time I do too much of the tomfoolery. I said I'm gonna get my ass up early on Monday, start off walking, and then eventually. Man, look, sometimes I'll be looking and I can see this track from where I stay. And I'm not talking about the whole track. It's called Yankee Stadium, really? How generic. Fucking Yankees. Don't even want to get creative. All right, there we go. That's that. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta write this and we're done. Like, done. I got like 3 sentences. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, that's fucked up. But again, it's just like to the point where. All right, there we go. Because I was going to keep cutting in and out. I'm saying awful stuff anyway. All right. All right, everything looks good. Everything looks kosher. A1. So, give me just a second. And my WPM, probably like 10. When you make that many fuck ups in areas, you got to keep going back. You don't get shit done. It sounds really good, but it's I typed the whole 4 words and all that clickety clacking. I'm mad because sometimes I can fucking put these thumbnails up and then they don't fucking show up. Do it like this because I know it's fucking doing something stupid. All right, cool. Give me just a second here. Again, like I said, I apologize for all the tomfoolery. I had to make sure that got done to, but again, And it would be cool. I'm saying it would be cool, like, yeah, it's cool. All everybody's going gay. At least more women for the rest of us. But then all the women are fucking dyking. Now you got half the women going. Man, they're like switching it. It just don't make no sense. But give me a second. Let me open up the line. Let me get everything in order here. In this crazy world. Close that. All right, let's see something here. Cause I don't know why this doesn't look like it's cooperating. All right, cool. Let's do it. Oh, I gotta fix one thing. All right. I guess that'll work. Stop stressing. All right, everything's good. All right, let's open up. Let's get this bitch booted up in just a second. Like I say, there's pros and cons with this new number. Like certain things work that I like. I still haven't figured out why the text messages have not been coming through. So that's bothersome. Because there's certain things that y'all have sent me, and I would like to see, but I can't see it because it's not going through, and so that's unfortunate. All right, everything else looks copacetic. I think we're good. Oh, no, don't do that. All right, almost hit the wrong button. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Oh, you mean I'm on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh, wake right now, right?
yes ma'am.
Let me turn. Trying to mess with these buttons and this technology. How you doing, Honcho?
I'm doing good. How are you, Miss Grace?
I'm great. I'm gonna tell you, in my travels, I had to sit there and listen to my den whenever I got away from the family and everyone else. I mean, that is my guilty pleasure. And I'm gonna be getting on that Professor Trilogy of Terror, blaming me, saying that he was on the line for 2 hours. That is false.
Huh.
I did say he'll be on the line forever, and that I dozed off. I was in California. I dozed off. When I woke back up, Trill was still talking. However, I do enjoy listening to him talk. But tell him, stop lying on me.
No, Trill, stop lying and fuck the Jamaican Pokemon.
Yeah, he needs to go. Give him $100 right now if he goes back into that chat, and if he sees me where I typed in there that he was on the line for 2 hours, I will give $100 right now, and he won't find it. That's how sure I am. So Trill, quit starting trouble with me. Quit picking on me. This is not the first time you've done it. Okay, I got that out the way. In my travels, are so many LBG alphabet people. And I got sick and tired of using the ladies' room everywhere I went, including the airports, because there were people in there, so many people that I didn't know what gender they were. I was so confused. It's like I need to go back home and just stay in the house. Both for seeing all this stuff. People are used to it. And I saw this girl, well, look, I don't know what it was, but it looked like a girl that changed herself into a man, and she had her hair combed back like Fonzie, and it looked like she ran real fast. The curl would fall out in the front like a Michael Jackson curl. And she had on a man's suit, like a maroon man's suit, and kind of a cute face, but she had the biggest hips that any woman, some women have hips that go from the East Coast to the West.
Yes.
So seemed to me like it was really a big hip woman that turned herself into a man. So now he became a big hip man.
No, that's terrible.
It was gross.
That's terrible.
But the LBG, the alphabet community, they're insatiable people, because they're taking every letter of the alphabet And they're also, instead of picking a color, they took the whole goddamn rainbow. They should have picked the color and kept it moving. That rainbow was promised to us from God, that he wasn't going to flood the earth again. You mean, I don't know why People's Society let them get away with that bullshit. They had to take every goddamn color. I used to like rainbows. I used to like all those colors. Now I will not wear all that stuff because I don't want anybody else to think that I'm gay, because I'm not getting the name if I'm not playing the game.
Okay.
You mean?
You'll have some strange folks having some strange conversation with you if you wear the wrong things these days.
Exactly. And I don't want to have it, and I don't want to offend anyone either. You know what I mean? If they want to be gay, that's fine. That's their business. You know what I mean? But don't put it on me, and I don't want to be discussing your freaky, sexual, whatever you all do. You know what I mean? If two girls want to sit there and be swapping all those body fluids and all that other bullshit, that's just too much body fluids for me. You know what I mean? If the guys want to sit and be packing the peanut butter and be butt pirates and all that other bullshit, that's their business. But I don't want to hear about it. Here in where we live, down at the tip of the Cape, is a place called Provincetown. I don't know if you ever heard of it. P-Town?
No.
And it used to be a safe haven for gay people. You mean, so every other year when people would come here to visit, I would take them down there because they were really nice, they were friendly. When you went to their restaurants, they were the best 5-star restaurants. If you bought the liquor, it was top shelf liquor. Everything was the very best. If your car broke down, you got a flat tire, they'd be out there helping you out. I mean, it was a safe haven for the gay people, and they were very nice. But now that they're so much more acceptable, they've gotten kind of cocky. Like at one time when immigrants used to come into our country, they appreciated coming here. Now so many are coming in, they feel like it's their right to be here, illegal or not. And that's what happens when you let people have their way, whether it be in your country, whether it be in your house. If you don't set some guidelines and rules, people will start taking over. That's the way it is. It's the nature of the beast. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And with all of these your shows that you've been doing, I have a little something to say about each one because I was missing out. And when I was in Florida a couple of days ago, I was on hold. And when I was on hold, it wouldn't let me listen to the show. It muted it. Okay? So here's my first thing. About that case where that young man hugged the police officer, a lot of people did not mention what struck me really strange was not just a hug. It was a deep embrace. And they did it over and over again, like he was going off the war or something and she was the wife. They embraced, and I thought that was really, really strange. I could see one little hug, like when you meet somebody, you hug and you pat them on the back. But to keep embracing the way they did, that was very odd to me. You know what I mean? In that case, it's still so confusing. I think there was more going on there than what we know. You know what I mean? I think she might have known that young man a bit more. You know what I mean? The brother was embracing her like he loved her some kind of way. You know what I mean? We had the drug dealer across the hall. The guy smoked weed. They said he was a nice guy. I mean, it's all kind of weird stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're ever going to find out anything about that one. As far as Ellen and Bush go, I don't think that was an accident. They are on the same side, even though some people say, oh, he was a Republican, she's a Democrat. No. Ever since the 2016 presidential election, even before Trump became president of the United States, a new line in the sand had been drawn. One side stood the people that supported him and or his policies, and the other side were the people that were never Trumpsters. Ellen is a never Trumpster, and so are the Bushes. So they are on the same side. You mean we're going to be voting pretty soon. You mean Ellen has her base, he doesn't have that base, so they're coming together because they're going to be campaigning and pulling people in to vote the way they want them to vote. He's a globalist. You mean that was planned, okay? The other thing, my guy Prepaid. Prepaid is an example of excellence, and not just black excellence. I'm saying excellence because I don't like that black love. You know what I mean? If I call you my sister, it doesn't matter what color you are. If I call you my brother, it doesn't matter what color you are. Love is love to me. And excellence is excellence. Prepaid is an example of excellence. You mean I get tired of people like him being attacked. You know what I mean? Like they do. What's the guy that the head of housing that Trump put up there? The doctor.
Damn, what was his name? Ben Carson?
Yeah, exactly. So we say we want people like this here, and then when we get them, we dog them out, and then we have so many of our people that are sitting there praising the lowlights, or some people say the niggers. They start praising them and supporting them. We need to support things. You need to look at, if you live in a neighborhood, you want living next door to you. Would you like somebody like a prepaid, or would you like some roughneck, some criminal? You mean, who would you like to marry your daughter? Would you like somebody like prepaid, or would you like some riffraff? Who would you want to be your father? Who would you want to be your son? You mean, who would you want to be your anything? It's got to be those good guys, and we need. And he's married to a black woman. You know, prepaid has been attacked even before with someone said he doesn't like women. He says bitch, this, that, and another. No, that man does not have to come out and say that he loves his woman. Just listen to what he says. I know that he made his queen a grilled cheese sandwich. I know that he has a house full of kids that he stays up to wee hours of the morning playing Monopoly. You mean, I know that when he grills, you mean for his family, that he grills first and then he drinks after, or he'll burn all the food up. You mean, I see, and he does. I know that he's married to a black woman, and it doesn't make a difference, but he does. You know, I get sick and tired of the good guys being attacked, and we need to stop doing that. Okay, I'm not going to stay on the line much longer because I did have a lot more to say, but I'm going to let somebody else call in because I was going to talk about that technology bullshit too.
I mean, what's on your mind about the technology?
What'd you say?
Well, what's on your mind about the technology?
Okay, if you had a choice with technology, how it's changed things, if they said, we're going to keep all the technology and we're going to get rid of it, you only had those two choices, which way would you go?
I wouldn't be against it. I might say get rid of it.
Yeah, thank you, because the world was a lot better. You mean, I would just say get rid of it. Instead of this emailing and texting and all this stuff, when we were younger, you mean if we liked somebody, even with my father, we had to write letters. With my son's father that was in Chicago and I was here in New Bedford, it was a big deal to get the right stationery, and if you couldn't afford the more expensive stationery, to just get some notebook paper or any kind of paper, write a letter, fold it up, steal some of your mother's perfume, spray it down. Yes, you did. It was a big thing. You sprayed it down. You had to make sure you put a little bit more, so by the time it reached its destination, that smell was still there. You mean you put some lipstick on, and you kissed the back of that envelope, and you sent it off, and the man dug it. You mean, and then when we'd get mail, you mean the guys would do the same thing. You'd get a letter from your boyfriend, you sniff it. That's the first thing you did. You sniffed it, like, oh, my God. You sit there with all your girlfriends and say, hey, oh, my God, I love him. Smell this. You know what I mean? We'd be smelling it and things. And that was something that we did. With all this technology, that is being missed out. There's no connection there. You mean, with the telephones, I mean, we sat up there and wanted to whisper and say things to our friends and our boyfriends. My mother had all those little ghetto whites in the house. We would pull that telephone wire, stretch it all the way to the other room, then after a while to get pulled up here so that it became untangled again. Yeah, we would be fighting each other, get off the phone, and then if someone else called, there was a busy signal. It'd go bonk, 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 bonk. You know what I mean? So if my brother Leroy was on the phone, I mean, we'd little getaways would be fighting and things, and somebody finally was clever enough to know that they could unplug the phone and hide it. Man, when that happened, and sometimes my mother did it too, we were like little crackheads running through the house in mattresses underneath the beds and everything, trying to find that telephone so we can make our phone calls. And Belle was right. She had 4 digits in her phone numbers. We had 5. And the first 2 numbers began with like Wyman, W-Y-M-A-N. W-Y stood for 99. So then when we went from dialing 5 numbers to 7, I remember we were pissed off at that, And then when we had to start dialing area codes too, oh my God, that was just too much work. You know what? We didn't like doing that. And then stores were closed on Sundays. You know what I mean? There was no drive-through, all this technology. You know what I mean? My kid, what did you do? I said, we went to a bank and you stood in line and you waited to go up to the teller. There was no drive-throughs at restaurants. You got your ass out of the car. We got more exercise, and you went in and bought what you had to do. The stores were closed on Sunday. They had the Sunday Blue Law. My kids would say, well, what did you do? You got everything done by Saturday. Because Sunday was to sit there with your family and to eat and to go to church. And I liked it that way a lot better. Yeah, now everybody's so into just making money and being out there. Nothing is held sacred anymore. And to me, it's really sad. I'm glad that I grew up at the time that I did. I don't care if anybody calls me old or old-fashioned or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I did, because this time that the kids are growing up, I think it's really sad. And then we also had something called party lines. You dial this, and there'd be a bunch of people on the phone, and sometimes you didn't know who it was. Then when you go to school the next day, you say, see that girl over there? I think that was her. She was talking about so-and-so because I think that was her voice. Did you hear her? And we'd be whispering and things like that. Yes, absolutely. And then typewriters, my goodness. And when we got an electric typewriter, we really thought we were high class. If you typed something and you got to the end, made a mistake, you had to start all over again. You mean? And we got the electric typewriters, got this little white strip, made a mistake, you put it up there, you center it, and then you click on, and then it would white it out, and then you center it again and click the letter back in. That's how we did it. You know what I mean? And it was so much better. I would not change my time with these young people or this new generation for nothing in the world. And our antennas, not only do we have foil, we also use metal hangers that we stuck. Yes, we did. Sure did. Metal hangers up there to get better reception. And then at a certain time at night, the television would go off. If you turned it, just have lines after midnight. I'm sitting there looking at your face on my TV and you're smirking. We just had lines on there, so television went off, so you had nothing but time to sit there and reflect and put life. You understand what I'm saying? And we got it done, and we did it. And a mark of a good woman, you know, when these women say they don't have time today, they don't have time, a mark of a good woman is how well she cleaned her house, cooked, you know what I mean, and ran her households and was hands-on with her kids and was considerate and faithful to her spouse and things. You mean we just did that up close and impersonal. You know what I mean? You didn't sit there and be sending text messages and doing all of those foolish things. You mean we did it. You mean, and if you competed, it wasn't competing on how you look. You competed on how well you can outwax the floor better than the next broad. Got on your hands and knees, and my mother taught us, you scrape that old wax off the floor with a butter knife, you mean, and you re-wax. And you make the floor so shiny that you put on the dress and walked across your floor, you could see up your own dress. Okay? That's how we did it. You mean, today it's a whole different world. I'm so glad I grew up when I did. I'm so glad I did. But listen, I know in the chat they're probably talking about, oh, there goes that old Miss Grace. Miss Grace is old. Yeah, Miss Grace is old, but Miss Grace is still fly as shit. Don't get it twisted.
Hold up. That's what I'm talking about. Let them know, Miss Grace.
And you know, when I was on the beach tanning, when I was in Florida, I'm laying out there, and then I'm listening to the den, and I'm like, okay, I have to jump in the water again, go for a swim. Boy, I was running out of that water like Jesus Christ on top of the water, trying to get back to my chair, throw on my sunglasses, and put my earbuds in my ears, because I know shit was going on that den, and I was giggling and laughing out loud, and I would take it off, go for another swim, come back again. Who's that? Was that making a little... Listen, I'm going to let somebody else call in. Hey, everybody, it's Miss Grace. Okay, love you all.
All right, Miss Grace, it's good to hear from you.
No.
And I'm glad you enjoyed your trip.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. Hey, you know, this ain't a Watson. We have a Watson jersey. Should come with the Wizard. You know what I'm saying? Because Watson is the Wizard. Y'all already know how it goes. Shout out to 335. I appreciate the love. I can't take shit serious with these goddamn face masks. So, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening? And candy corn is terrible.
It's your boy Chill here.
Chill, what's the motherfucking deal? Chill, what's on your mind, man? How you feeling this evening?
Oh, I am feeling great. Actually, I today was my last day at my old job, and I'm starting a new job on Monday.
Okay,
So I'm glad and I'm having my first free weekend in 7 months.
okay. It was good. You going through a transition. You make it an upgrade. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be working with my stepdad with his plumbing stuff.
Okay,
So,
cool. Man, there's nothing wrong with learning a little trade there. It's good to have that on your resume.
oh yeah, for sure. But so since this is the first free weekend I will have in a long time, tomorrow I am going to the Astros versus Yankees ALCS game one tomorrow.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Record some exclusive video. Send it and I'll post it on the sauce and make sure I give you some credit.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. I'm just glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that people that have watched it enjoyed it. That's all that really matters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um. Okay.
Well, if we get to the free range Friday, I forgot to mention a couple of things from last week's free range. Did you know now, according to the Anti-Defamation League, if you heard of it, the OK symbol, the hand gesture, is now a hate symbol, according to them.
Yes. I've seen OK and what was it too? Like bowl cuts or so, or now a hate symbol or something. A bunch of crazy stuff. Yeah, it's terrible. That's what I'm saying. Everything is bad. Again,
Well,
it's
the crazy thing is, it was a troll made by 4chan,
mhm.
because if you hold your fingers up, like the three fingers that are up are the W and the circle, and if you go down vertical, it would like have the P, so you would have white power. So some people on 4chan noticed that, and they decided to like troll people saying that's a white supremacist symbol. And guess what? The media fell for it.
As always.
Well, I don't know. That's just it. And it just comes to that these days. Like, people are now offended by everyday stuff now. Like, like, next thing you know, I'm gonna breathe. That's racist.
Yeah, everything. That's what I'm saying. It's to the point where, like I say, we're getting so sensitive that what was it? It was something actually involving the thing we were just talking about. What it was something so fucking stupid. I forgot what it was. I meant to mention that, but I mean, yeah, it's just to the point where everything that you do, people feel oppressed. Yeah. Somebody at the LGBT summit thing had one of those weird names. It was mispronounced, and they basically said that it was racist. It was something racist and something else because they mispronounced their name. So
Like,
it's just like, come on, man. Like, people are so, again, that's what I say, when you say this stuff over and over again, it numbs the meaning. People stop giving a fuck. People stop giving a fuck about your feelings. People start getting more and more, or they become less and less concerned. And then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, now I feel like you're trolling me. Now I'm going to stop giving a fuck and really start doing some shit or it just starts pushing them further and further away from the cause. And so, again, like I say, it's just, I don't know, man. And that's why it's just to the point where I honestly don't, I don't give a shit. And I hate to sound like that, but it's almost how I feel.
do you remember the name? I
Uh,
didn't watch it, and I've been meaning to read up upon it. So, what was the name?
I don't even I can't remember honestly. Like it was something like, I mean, it wasn't something that was super difficult, but it's something that I could understand you mispronounce. Again, like I said, it wasn't. I mean, sure, there's been far worse names, but I forgot what it was. But they basically was like, oh, it's racist because you mispronounced my name. Like, again, people are gonna stop giving a fuck about any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares anymore. I'm far right now.
Well,
Wow, Shelly. Wow.
well, there's this movie that my stepdad recommended to me to watch, and it's called Idiocracy. It has Terry Crews in it, and it's basically a sci-fi movie, which is like about 100 or 200 years to the future, and it's basically set in a place where everyone stopped caring about the brains and started and it was only the people that only went after the jocks and the hot girls and all that, and everyone became dumb.
Yeah.
And to the point where they don't even drink water anymore. They use something called, I forgot what it was called, but it was like a Gatorade. But since they can't say Gatorade, they made up something else, and it was basically everyone becomes dumb. And if you think about it, that could happen, but not to that extent, because you come to the point where everyone's concerned about feelings and not facts these days. And it's like, I mean, and in the movie, Terry Crews is in it, and he's the president of the United States, and his name is President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho.
No, I've heard of it. Actually, I haven't seen that. It's something it's been on my list to watch. So I've heard about people have been talking about how the world is almost becoming like this movie, and I haven't seen that. But I want to say Mike Judge made it, right?
I think the director was Mike Judge. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like Mike Judge. For those of you who don't know, Mike Judge of the Hank Hill, King of the Hill, and Beavis and Butthead fame. Yeah.
Those shows are good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So, so definitely want to see, because I like a lot of his work. I mean, was his animation work. So, yeah, I definitely need to check that.
But anyway, just to get back on topic, I went a little bit off topic. See what else. Let's see. That thing that you were talking about. Can you mind enlighten me about that? Like something about like a stage thing, like where this transgender guy came out and started like going crazy a little bit.
Basically, that the person comes from out of the audience, like a fucking wrestler or some shit, and it reminded me.
I saw that part. I'm like, okay, I haven't even watched 10 seconds and I already know this is a stage.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was just looking at. Like I said, I saw the clip. It was probably about 2.5 minutes or so. And, they got to yelling, black trans, yeah, we're talking about all the other trans, but black trans, we're dying every day. We're dying out here. And I was like, well, you guys have the highest rate of suicide. A lot of that is due to mental issues, but I don't know about you dying every day.
Is true.
That is true. So, I mean, it's like, there have been high profile incidents, but I think there's a couple of questions that go behind those incidents, especially when you have now. And again, it's like little stuff you see. I could go into this; it could be a whole conversation. But when people sit here and say, "Oh, well, I don't have to tell you what I was born as," or, "Well, there's some people who take this very personal. Just because you don't give a fuck, you think it's fluid, you think everybody should accept it. There are some people who are diehard, hardcore. I'm not with that shit. And then there are some of these people who have gone through a lot of work and processes to look a certain way, and some of them may be deceptive. And if you do something with somebody and then disclose some very pertinent information a little bit too late, well, that's on you how they react to that. I think that's the thing you should be upfront with. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these incidents have to do with, people doing things and being deceptive. But then some of these things I think are on some of these dudes who are probably confused and conflicted with themselves, and they doing some weird shit. And then they don't want people to know they did some weird shit. And so they try to cover it up by, offing these people or whatever else it may be. So I think there's a lot of factors there. But I think you got a lot of people up there who are again, like I say, are deceptive. They feel awkward in their own sexuality. So they try to, get other people to buy into it so that way they feel normalized. You know what I mean? And so, again, it's like a whole lot of things that go into it. But, it came out there making a big deal about black trans specifically, black trans this and that. And, again, and it's pushing that shit to the forefront. I could get into the whole tangent about how I feel about how, they're pushing the effeminate black male agenda. And that could, like I say, that's a whole different thing. But, I feel like CNN staged this whole thing again because, look, we're talking about it went viral. It was one of those clips because in any other situation like that, you have presidential candidates, you have a high-profile environment like that. They're not going to let some individual come and ruin it by pulling some kind of stunt and then give the microphone back to them and do all this other stuff. And the reason why I say it's also because if that person was really that upset and that mad, to have such well thought out. I won't say well thought out, but the way it was presented, it was almost like, okay, make sure you touch on this point, this point, this point, this point, as opposed to somebody who was just outraged and pulling stuff. If you couldn't control yourself enough to wait to get a microphone or whatever else it was, and then you're outraged and you're inflamed or whatever, then you just inflamed. Hi, you go and you steal this microphone. I would expect more rant and raving, a little bit of profane. Like, how are you able to contain yourself so well on the mic, but you couldn't control yourself enough to have that conversation? Now, again, I may be just thinking a little bit outside the box on that one, but it's just a lot of stuff. And again, like I say, and then, Mr. Lemonade, well, here, I want to hear from you. Here, take the mic back. We're listening, and you yelling and doing all that. Any other situation, security would have promptly removed you because you are a threat. You are an uncontrolled aspect of this situation. They don't know what you're going to do. They're going to remove you. But instead, they keep giving you airtime. They keep letting you go on. They keep letting you talk. Again, that's extremely questionable, man.
Yeah, I agree. Well, just one more thing before I go. My question is to you.
All right.
What do you think of the whole thing with the NBA in China?
I don't know. I honestly don't give a shit. I'm a person about that. Get your money. Well, because I think it's funny. Like I'll tell you, I try to be consistent about certain things, and so if I didn't really give too much concern into, the politics of with like Cap and what he had going on with the NFL. Now you got a bunch of people saying, well, these NBA players need to speak up and they need to say this and say that. Well, a lot of these people were like, well, Cap should shut up about his political beliefs. But now you want these people to buy into or speak up about their political beliefs because of your own personal feelings. Again, me, I don't honestly don't give a shit. Like, if they feel, enough about it to do it, then do it. But China's had their claws deep in American industry for decades now. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that's a good thing, but again, I personally, I guess, I would say, yeah, don't let them overtake you. I talk about Asian stuff all the time, but I just feel like if I'm not going to get all in on the Cap thing, to me, it's kind of a similar situation. I'm not going to get all in on that. When it was just the Rockets, I understood kind of that angle, but now that it's the whole NBA and some other things are coming to light, I feel a little bit differently, but it's not a super big deal to me. I think that they'll be all right in the long run.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because they're allowing NBA players to speak out on certain things, and then when it came to like Hong Kong, who again, I know you don't give a fuck, and I respect that. I know a lot of people that don't give a shit about what's going on there. But my concern is like, okay, you're allowing NBA players to speak their mind on certain things that like is trending and all that. But then when it comes to China or Hong Kong specifically, where Daryl Morey was basically stand for the people of Hong Kong who are, and we all know that China is an authoritarian government. It's not a good place at all. Like, they even control the internet there, which is crazy. Which means shit. That's why you're not getting it. That's probably why you're not getting any Chinese fans, Honcho. Jeez.
Yeah, they probably. I don't know. I don't know what that lettering. I don't know if that's Chinese or Japanese. We have some Asian lettering. I don't know what it means. That comes in here from time to time. They've been successful in getting through, so they might be all right. But yeah, see, the NBA players, they're not talking about China because they side chicks told them to shut the fuck up. We need those weeds. We need those 28-inch yakkies. Otherwise, they ain't gonna sit them through no more. But that's a whole different thing.
Well, China's a big market for the NBA because it was one of the. I can't really say for certain if it's the first, but I know it's one of the first like international countries that really gained interest from the NBA.
Yeah.
Because of Yao Ming, obviously, who played for the Rockets. And but I don't know. That's a kind of interesting case for me. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a little while to see what else happens. The NBA is gonna say something on it. Yeah. But for now, I just have that, and I'm pretty sure some people want to get their calls in on Free Range Friday, which is arguably one of the best talk show topics on YouTube right now.
I think it's
Am I right?
It's interesting. It gets very Sometimes it goes a little far left field, but I think it's pretty cool. I like it personally. So yeah, I agree with you.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna chill around for a minute, then I'm gonna get some sleep so I can get ready for tomorrow's Astros game. And phew, man, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be a really
Man.
good series. I'm just hoping we'll win.
Look, man. Next time I hear from you after this game, it better be a faint voice. You better not have any. I mean, the vocal cords better be destroyed. You better be loud out there. What is it? No
Oh
doing
yeah,
the wave, any of that stuff. But yeah, man, have a good
oh yeah.
time, man. Definitely enjoy yourself, man.
Oh yeah, this is probably on the next call. It's probably gonna hear. That was the best game I ever seen in my life.
That's what I'm expecting, man. You gotta leave it all on the field, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna film a little bit there for the hell of it. So, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts on what it's like out there. So, I don't know. You never know. All I'm really focused on right now is just gonna enjoy it while I'm there and just hope we win.
I'm rooting for it.
And then on Sunday it's football all day long.
Whew. I got a lot of thoughts about that coming up real soon.
I'm pretty sure we all cannot wait to see that.
Well, that's the bet, man. Chill. I appreciate you calling in, man.
No problem, Honcho. You have a good night.
No, you too. And the China thing is really. I had to stop fooling. I might be done with Philip DeFranco, man. He was trying to go after James Harden. Act like it was James Harden's fault that the woman cut him off and told him not to say anything about China. Oh, fucking James Harden! Shut the fuck up, Philip DeFranco. God damn it! I used to enjoy your show. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling in to the den this evening?
You know it's Belle.
The bell has rung. Miss Bell, how are you doing this evening? What is on your
I
mind?
had a hell of a time getting through tonight. I'm glad Kate Grace got through because I missed hearing from her. I'm so glad that she kind of started the night off, so that worked out really well. But I will tell you, after 4 minutes in the queue, it knocks you right out of pocket, and you have to redial.
Okay, so it's about 4 minutes and then it resets. Okay, let me check the settings on that because I was supposed to have it to where it repeats. Okay.
It doesn't loop you back through. It just shuts you right off, and you have to call back in after exactly 4 minutes. And I won't tell you how many times I did that tonight. However, if it's a guinea pig thing and we're testing the system out, let's get it right.
Okay, I will definitely look into that.
Okay. So, here's my thing tonight. In general, across the board, individually, I don't have any problem with LBGT alphabet soup. On the whole, I have an issue with it, especially in the sports arena. I grew up playing sports, and as a female, there is definitely an advantage biochemically, even if especially if they haven't transitioned and they still have all their, I shouldn't say male, but a lot of the male chemicals, the hormones. I mean, we as females are definitely not built like males.
Thank God.
And just because you act like a pussy doesn't make you a female either. Just because you have a dress on doesn't make you a female. Doesn't mean that. I get offended with that because it's stepping into women. It's been so hard for us to have games of our own. Did you know that that females actually had to sue the school boards in their counties so that they could get equal time for different sports?
What was it? Was that Title IX?
Back in the day, yeah. This was, it was like all either football or guys played hockey or, it was always men's sports. And, we got to be cheerleaders. Ooh, yay. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a need for it, and they do a good job. But the fact is that it took a lot for women to be able to play basketball. It took a lot for women. We got softball. We don't even get to play baseball. They have to have it soft for us. Even though softball's a great game and I love it, it's the fact that women have fought hard to have their sports, and for somebody who has chosen to want to cross over but not there yet and want to play the game that has been put there for us, I kind of find that I kind of do get offended by that. You know, it's like saying, okay, Bruce Jenner, you were in the Olympics as a man, now you're going to turn around and go in as a woman?
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, that doesn't roll off the sheet real well.
Yeah, again, like I say, it's just that's kind of my issue. You know, hey, do whatever else you want to. If they need to create an alternative trans league or whatever the hell they want to do with that, I think what you're doing is to exalt the rights of a particular group of people in America right now, and especially a group that's extremely hard to really identify, to really truly pinpoint what exactly makes them them, and then allow that these rights to overshadow the rights of everyone else for whatever reason. That's where I have a problem. And again, like I say, the women to me are the biggest losers in this entire group. And in reality, like I say, sports wise, I mean, as far as safety wise, if you want to talk about restrooms and things of that nature, it's like the women are getting pushed to the back burner. And
Yep.
and it's like I say, to me, again, I'm not worried. I know the best advice I was ever given in life is not to fight a tranny. But again, you know, if it came down to it, you know, we go have to scrap. But I think when you put a man in a situation where, you know, that he can have that power over a woman, or you see a lot of them with the LGBT because they feel like they have no problem fighting women. Again,
Honcho, as a woman, I would fight for that.
I mean, we've seen the one that.
Honestly, the problem I have with it is that they're taking their sexuality and they're using it as a weapon against everybody.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
For everybody to quote unquote play fair with them, when your sexuality, honest to God, that's a personal
Professor
problem.
Troll donated $5.
That is not.
Honcho
When you
looked
put
like
your
somebody
shit
took a
out
Sharpie
there
to the saw
and
doll.
you say, well, I'm this and I'm that, that technically allows other people to have their opinion of you, whether you want it or not. You keep your shit private, people aren't going to say anything to you. You know,
Exactly.
I've said things, I've said things in the den, and I've caught in shit for it, and I've gotten shade for it. I got no problem with that. If I wasn't okay with it, I wouldn't have put it out there.
Yes.
Because everybody's going to have their opinion, and not all of it's going to be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Shannon said something which I completely agree with, and I have to give her credit for. It's called dysphoria, and what it means is that they have problems with their body issue. That's only part of it. There's a sexual part of it that's added onto it in a different way, but it's a mental health condition. Now, if you want me to give empathy because you have mental health issues, I have no problem with that. But don't use your sexuality as a weapon because you can't cut it as either being a male or you think life is better as a female. And even though you've had the operation and you're chemically changed, you're still born with what you were born with. And I may be naive on that part, and I have no problem being schooled on that part. But the issue is that it would just be like me transferring to be a man. I still have all those female chemicals. So now I'm going to, cut what God gave off of me and add something to me, and now that makes me a man?
Mm.
Yay, I can piss over the side of the porch when I want to, or I don't need to worry about going camping. I can just stand behind a tree. Those are the only things that I've ever envied about men, is that they had instant plumbing and could go to the bathroom when they needed to.
You got to get one of them shiwis. They got the. Have you seen that? The shiwi. It's like a little thing.
Yeah. I've seen it. It is what it is. You do what you got to do in emergencies. Like I used to say to my neighborhood brothers that I grew up with, that is the only thing I've ever been envious of, is the fact that you guys could piss off the porch if you needed to, and all the girls always had to go into the house when we would camp out in the yards and stuff.
Mm.
But, that being said, transgender is a personal issue. If you put your shit out in public,
Exactly.
you're putting it out for people to make a choice about what they want to say about it. Now, individually, I do know people that are transgender, and they've gone through tremendous mental health issues with it. However, that does not mean that you're expecting 1 to 3% of the population in the United States to bend for the other 99%. That's pretty elite. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there have been bad things done to people who have been in those positions, and that's not cool either. Now, the one thing that I will say, and I'm not a man, however, I do not agree with transgender women not being straight with a man that they're trying to have a sexual relationship with.
Yeah.
If you're going to own it and you're going to get down with it, you need to let them know, because you just don't need to have everything to be a Jerry Springer show.
Man, look. And that's the thing, like, you know, because I've been
And
seeing.
then they turn around and they all act like pussies, like, oh. Well, you know what? You want to be with a man, you're lying to a man, you're going to get beat by a man.
donated $30.
If this guy
Great
is
job,
straight
Honcho.
and he
Love the
doesn't
den.
have tendencies to be on the download, then you kind of brought it on yourself with not being honest. Do I believe in violence? No, I don't. But I don't believe in outright lying to somebody if you're going to be in a sexual relationship with them either.
I agree. I mean, because this is your most intimate form. If you're going to be getting down with somebody, sharing bodies, fluids, and all that other good stuff, they deserve the right to honesty, the truth. And again, like a lot of people think it's okay. Well, I don't have to say this. I don't have to say that. Appreciate the love, Desolate AK, man. Sincerely appreciate that. But then they think it's okay. Well, it's my body, but well, if you're sharing this thing with someone else, you need to say so. And it's like it's crazy that this is acceptable, that people believe this, because I saw something. There was like some meme talking about, well, trans people shouldn't be oppressed. They shouldn't have to tell you about their genitals or something like that. Well,
That's
bullshit. if you're born a man, and you can be deceptively, again, because, especially you got a lot of women. I mean, you got to look at the Black Chinas of the world and some of these other women who get the little Kims. They look like transgender people because of all the surgeries they had. So it could be a sketchy gray area. If you're into that stuff, that's why I say I don't really like the surgery stuff. I'm not really with that because to me I start having questions. But say if somebody who is into that and you're kind of one of those borderline people and you feel like, well, I look enough like what they want. I don't have to tell. The genital tool is what's most important when it comes to playing this game. You know what I'm saying? So for you sitting here saying that, I don't have to, it doesn't matter. Oh, it does fucking. That's the most fucking important. That's what matters the fucking most. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
I say this from being a straight female, and I've been in a relationship for 24 years. If I started dating somebody and they didn't have the natural equipment that God gave them, I'd be pissed. I'm straight female, and if they didn't have that natural equipment, oh, hell to the no. It's and I think that I'd have a right to be bullshit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean,
guess what? You're selling a bag of goods that doesn't have all the equipment attached. It's falsifying who you really are.
Exactly, and that's
what I would say. That's probably about 80% of the problem. The other problem is guess what? If it's sexual, it's not anybody's goddamn business. But you putting it out in the street makes it everybody's business.
Exactly.
Okay? Once I say I'm straight, there's never a question about what I need to do. And guess what? If we're not in the same line of region, I don't need to know your business. I am not approved by any manner or means on any level. It doesn't mean I need to see it. It doesn't mean it needs to be thrown in my face. But if you've got an issue with it, it doesn't mean that it becomes everybody else's issue to be your fight. It doesn't mean we wouldn't support you, but your sexuality is yours, not the whole world's.
I agree.
And that's personal. That's different. So, yeah, I didn't see the thing that y'all were talking about with the person rushing to the stage and grabbing the mic away, but that would have definitely have been a setup, because security would have snatched that person off, not knowing it being an unknown human being. So they probably knew who it was.
Exactly. Like I said, again, I don't put anything, at this point, I put nothing past anything that happens on television. And so it's just, so.
Now, the other thing, there was a question asked in the den about what's the difference between transgender and a cross-dresser. The bottom line is a transgender eventually is going to get clipped and snipped and tucked, and a cross-dresser has it for a fetish.
That's tough.
And that's kind of the bottom line with that. Although I did hear in an interview that Caitlyn Jenner only had the boobs done, is not going to have anything else done. So she's only going halfway with it.
That's crazy. So would you say maybe some type of permanent fixture? maybe not all of it. Some kind of accessory adjustment.
Yeah, that's a whole messed up bag of wax of wow. That's a psychiatrist. What do they call that? Gold mine.
and here's my thing. And I'm glad you said that, because I believe that all of this is being pushed by the medical industry. Think about all the money that goes into hormones.
I don't think it's being pushed by the medical industry. I think what it is that back in my day growing up, and I can't speak for anybody else, but I think Miss Grace would back me on it because we're sort of in the same age group, is that you went through rough and tumbles to kind of make your markets in life, to know what you could handle and what you couldn't. And this generation below us are so sensitive, and they're so thin-skinned about everything. And this is not white or black or Asian or Mexican. This is across the board. I'm not saying that bullying is more than it is now. It's definitely more out in the open than it ever has been. But when we were growing up, it was a rite of passage.
Yes.
When you rode the bus, you dealt with the stupid asses that pulled your pigtails. You dealt with the ones that wanted to trip you with the book bag or steal your lunch money. And it was like when you made it through those small little mountains, the real world wasn't so bad. But when you've been coddled, and some kids, not all kids, have had a fairly rose-colored childhood, and get out in the real world, and what do you mean I'm not making $25 an hour because that's what I expect to do? Their life falls in a pit hole because they've never dealt with challenges in order to say, I can get through this.
No.
And with parents, sometimes, and I saw it in a cartoon not long ago, the first one was probably 1980s, the parents go in and the child is being disciplined by the teacher because, Johnny lied on his test. The parents say, okay, Johnny, what did you do? And the child goes, well, I don't know. The teacher speaks, and the child goes home and gets punished. Now, we come into 2017, 18, 19, the kids being brought into the office with the parents, and the parents are like, what did you do, Johnny? Well, I didn't do it. And they ream the teacher out for what the kid wasn't supposed to have done, rather than finding out actually what happened with the teacher and making a educated decision about what was said between the two. Now, there's nothing wrong with backing a child when there's doubt, but there's also a thing about being realistic that, Johnny's going to lie. Johnny's going to pull the bullshit over your eyes. And kids aren't perfect. And allowing the honesty of the fact, I'm sure each one of you in the den has done something that your parent would have really tore your ass up for had they found out about it, but they did when you were 25 or 26.
Mm.
And the thing is you got away with it. But having the teachers and the parents don't support each other as much anymore. And I say this because as my kids were coming up through school, I was on PTAs. I went to the parent-teacher conferences. I talked to the teachers. I talked to the kids. You know, I was involved in a lot of the parent-teacher things with the sports and the different things that my kids did. And the biggest bitch that teachers have are not feeling like they're supported by the parents when the kids are out of control. And something my husband said to me many years ago, and I can remember exactly, we were standing in a dollar store when he said it. He said, I will tell you this, kids learn from home first. The behaviors they learn at the knee of their parents or whoever is their guardian or whoever is raising them are the behaviors they're going to take out in public. So what you teach them at home is what they will go out with.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And when you've got a lot of parents that have to work and not by choice, and you made that perfect statement with, what was it, daycare parents. You know, and we here in, I don't know if it was North Carolina or South Carolina, we just had a daycare worker charged with murder for killing a child in a daycare.
What?
Yep. And I think it was South Carolina, actually. And so it's like, you're damned if you do. If you don't go to work, you have a bitch of a time paying your bills. If you go to work, you don't get to really raise your kids because their time's being spent with teachers or daycare workers or other people so that you can make the money in order to pay. It's a vicious cycle. And that's part of what's broken. And I'm going way off on a different tangent of something that we probably need to talk about at another show. But coming back to the LGBT community, I definitely agree with the fact that they have rights, but they also have to realize their sexuality is personal. Having a race, having a religion, having a culture is not personal. It's something that needs to be honored. You know, and whether you stay a nun or you're a freak, that's your personal business. That's not the nation's business to protect you from your life choices of that.
I agree.
And I'm just going to sort of end it on that. But I did want to give Shannon props for having the right wording of dysmorphia, because that's not an easy word to remember. But anyway, do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that's all I got.
All right, I'm off, and I'm glad I got through.
All right, I got to figure out what's going on, like I say, with this, because and I know a couple people have been talking about the text line. I don't know why the texts are not properly coming through either. It's something with this service. Like I said, I don't know if I have to reach out to customer service to find out what it is, what's going on. But I will get all these things in order soon, you know.
Well, we as your den folks, we're helping you beta test this shit so we can get it right. It's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna get it right. Like I say, it's just eventually everything will go smooth. One day everything will be smooth, but until then, we'll just keep on trucking.
Hey, I'm just trying to earn my hammer. You know how that goes.
I got you. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I gotta get some growth in here first, and then we're gonna take on some new.
I hear that, and I understand that.
All right. Good night, Miss Shonda. All right, Miss Bell. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I'm glad you got through and got to share with us this evening.
All right. Night, Honcho.
All right. You have a good evening. I got to figure out the thing. The bell has rung in the class. And look at Miss Bell, her pistachios. I think I'm as Grace some pistachios, too. And shout out to Jess W. Shout out to Desolate, AK 335, Teachers Aid Trill. You know what I'm saying? I saw something the other day. You know what? And I forgot because we got started late tonight.
The line may be a little bit different. Let me see here. Because I forget at midnight the line cuts off. That's how I have it set. Because I actually do anticipate being on time, but sometimes sometimes it doesn't happen like that. I don't want to record the calls. I should. Actually, it would make it a lot easier. That way I can start putting some of these things on some of the good calls, put them on the social medias and such. What? I always give you pistachios after your calls, Ronald Isley. Man, yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like I said, I'm gonna drop for all you KC Texans fans. I'll be dropping that tomorrow. Kickers. Okay, so I did give Miss Grace her call. Who did I miss? I missed somebody's call. Who did I give the? Who called it? I didn't give the pistachios to. Because I know I gave her the 15. Because I remember giving 1,500. So she got a bonus just for being Miss Grace. Who did I forget? Let me see. Oh, Chill. That's what I said. Chill. That's what. Okay. All right. I'm tripping. Chill hands and I love only one life. I do. She definitely has me entertained throughout the chat. Like I don't always again because I got to be careful with. I got to be careful watch reading the chat during calls and stuff like that because y'all are bad people. But here and there, when I do catch little things, y'all are definitely funny. Definitely. Give me the chuckles, and I appreciate y'all. Filthy animals. So let me see, because I know it's going to be a process. Well, it's not really a process. I guess I got to go to the settings to open the line back up. But let me see here. I see a couple of missed, I guess, after the fact. Let me see. I'm going to pick a number because about 15 more minutes to make it 2 hours. So I'm going to pick a random number from the missed calls. I see 4 numbers here. The top 4, because I'm sure some others are missed calls, but I think a couple of them. I got to start saving numbers so I guess I can know who's calling in. That would help a whole lot, right? Start putting y'all into contacts, at least the regular callers. I don't know all that. So that way, what is that? I don't want that. It makes it easier so I know who I missed and who called. All right. Yeah, this will be a lot easier. So I won't be so biased. So here is the deal. Yeah, I'm going to start saving a couple of contacts so that way I can see a little bit easier. Who called what and what called who. Okay, so Shannon tried to call and Ashley tried to call. Let's take a vote. Let me use the vote dilly dally. We'll take a vote on who I'm gonna call one person back, and that'll be the last call of the evening. Actually, I see y'all in the chat talking. So, You know, this is about the people. You know. That was terrible. I got a lingering shift finger. My finger lingers on the shift key. So it's always like it always looks like that fucking SpongeBob meme. We'll take votes for 3 minutes. And of course, it's 0 and 1. Make sure you use the exclamation point vote beforehand, and we'll do it like that. Look, we're taking an official vote here. Make sure you have to put make sure you put this, then a space and the number. So you have to do your vote like so. So you put exclamation point vote, then a space, but you don't have to put parentheses. You just put the number. There you go, like that, just like 335 did. There you go. A three-way call. You might be onto something. I mean, there is an option for conference calling. I don't know how that would go. That would be very interesting. I don't know what Shannon's number is. She said she called. What is your zip code or area code, Shannon? I think I know which one it is. Does it start with 81? If it starts with 81, then I got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll have some fun. And we're gonna turn it. Maybe we can test this whole idea of the, you know, 'cause we've been supposed to have a fucking, like, I don't want to call it drama den or whatever, where you're supposed to you know, everybody can have a conversation. But why not? Let's check it out. Hold on, don't do it like that. Let's do it like this. Hold on, let me figure this thing out. We're gonna have some fun. If this works, this should be very entertaining. All right. I have no sense. Hello. It won't show up. This is shenanigans. It won't let me do it because it should have been in the thing. Let me see. Well, yeah, I'm doing good, but I'm just gonna hang up on you. No, I'm just messing with you. Nah, I guess because I didn't reset the thing, so it's not showing up in the contacts. Darn it, shenanigans. Well, maybe we'll try it next time. Because I have to put people in the contacts for it to allow me to do the conference calling. So while I do this, I'll start putting people in the contacts. So Miss Shannon, how are you? How is life treating you in the shitty state of Kansas? or Missouri or
Oh,
wherever.
you just know because Stacey's about to get an ass whipping from my hometown. That's all it is.
Look, you got a transgender quarterback over there, so we don't, I mean, that's what the world wants. That's what they want to see, the first transgender NFL
Are you talking
QB.
about Patrick Mahomes?
That's the only quarterback you have that sounds like a transitioning person. You sound like a fucking Kermit the fucking frog. Uh,
I don't care as long as I make money and I get paid. I sell his merchandise and get money.
like I said, well, look, I don't want you to end up. I don't want you to end up like Miss Angela. I haven't seen Miss Angela. She came in here and said we had to have a conversation. I ain't seen Miss Angela since the fucking Braves got knocked out. She just had a bad week of sports. The Falcons got their ass kicked.
No, I ain't even gonna be like that because I don't even follow football.
You don't even follow football. Well, you're terrible.
No, I watch it every once in a while, but I really do not even know anything about the teams whatsoever. Like, I don't know anything about any stats or who the players are, really, for real. So.
That's terrible, actually. That's probably the worst thing that I've ever heard.
Why?
Because you're rooting for a ketchup-eating transgender quarterback and you don't know anything about him.
I recently just met him. Because he was at some stupid thing over here at this grocery store and whatnot. At this Hy-Vee over here. Motherfucker. He actually pissed me off, so I don't really give a fuck. I hope he breaks his leg.
What? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go with that. So.
Yeah, he had this store so fucking packed so couldn't shop.
Okay.
So I hope he breaks his leg.
You're a terrible person.
I'm not a terrible person.
Oh, you're a terrible person.
I'm trying to fucking shop, and you got all these fucking people crowded up in the store, and I can't shop. How many is not here?
Okay. So here's my thing. All right. Here's my thing. What is on your mind for Free Range Friday today, Miss Shannon?
I really do not have too much on my mind because I was listening to what everybody was saying, and everybody pretty much said everything I was thinking with the whole transgender thing.
So you're rooting for the transgenders, right?
I am. Look, I don't have a problem with anybody who's transgender. My only thing with the LGBT community is their whole movement has gone from trying to have rights to basically trying to have control over everybody. Like, they trying to have superiority over everybody. It's like that story a while ago with that baker who refused to make the gay couple a cake. And they took him to the Supreme Court, but they ended up losing because it had nothing to do with them being gay. It was what they wanted on the cake.
And what was it that they wanted on the cake? I don't even want to know.
Something very derogatory from what I know. And because the guy makes custom cakes, they see it as an art. It's basically his livelihood and everything, and he refused to make them the cake they want. So, because they lost the case and they couldn't get their cake for him, they wanted they basically attacked this man and wanted him to lose his business, wanted him to lose his livelihood over it.
Okay. So, were they capping on the cake maker?
What?
I say, were they capping on the cake maker?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Just, he said something about his religion doesn't recognize gay marriage. And they never said what his religion is or anything for it.
Okay. Well, I would assume that it would be some form of Christianity. That would just be.
I don't really know.
That would just be.
I don't know. I just know that they lost it. They lost the Supreme Court case against him because they tried to take it to the Supreme Court and they ended up losing
Okay.
because they were trying to force him to make them a case.
Okay. So pretty much you said you
Yeah.
agree with everyone with their trans gender views. Gay people want derogatory cakes, and you hope Patrick Mahomes injures himself. This is a terrible call. So what else is on your mind, Shannon?
That was really irritating to me because I'm trying to shop.
So you put your personal feelings over all of those people who would be happy to have the opportunity to see the star quarterback of your town or whatever it may be, but it's all about you and your shopping experience. How rude, how selfish, and I am truly ashamed that that you would even think in such a manner.
I'm not selfish. I'm happy that all of them got to meet him. He seems like a nice guy, but he's just interrupting my shopping.
Mm.
I had a lot to do.
Mm. Do you put ketchup on everything?
Do I what?
Do you put ketchup on everything?
No. Who does that?
Your quarterback does that. He puts ketchup on steak.
Oh, no, that's disgusting.
But I mean, I figured you were a person who had those weird taste buds, so I figured it would.
How about you as healthy? You eat hot sauce, watermelon, and chicken. And fried chicken at that.
What is wrong with any of those things? What is wrong with hot
Because
sauce?
niggas like those taste.
Sounds racist. So my thing
How
is
can I
this.
be racist if we both black? How is that racist, Honcho?
Because you just made a statement based off racial stereotypes. So.
No, that is favored off of your eating habits, which is typical.
So you're assuming that I eat fried chicken on the daily.
Do you eat fried chicken?
Yes, I eat fried chicken. Everyone eats fried chicken. That's not like I eat
I
fried
don't.
chicken.
I don't really like fried chicken anymore. I like baked chicken. I like my chicken baked, not fried.
You know that you can eat both, right? That you're entitled to have a variety of different chicken types. Matter of fact, when I get out of here,
I'll eat the fried chicken if I have to, but I really prefer my chicken to be baked or glazed. About technology, though, I don't agree that I can't really blame technology for the changes of the world because, in my opinion, I think it falls more on the parents, in my opinion, because they don't set those boundaries. These things are just regularly available to the parents go out and get them for the kids. Instead of, like we had fucking cordless phones and whatnot, and I did not get a cell phone until I was 16, and my little brother didn't get a cell phone until he bought his own shit at 18. So we didn't have these things regularly given to us or regularly available. Now, have you ever seen the transgender surgery for men?
I don't want to talk about this. It's disgusting. It's I don't even want to know about it. It's nothing that I need to be concerned with, be knowledgeable about, because it doesn't pertain to me or anything that I'm interested in. So, there's that. But kind of funny, that Crash and Hardest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? And ketchup and mayo is disgusting. First, somebody was who only one lie was in here eating candy corn and milk. Candy corn is disgusting. And then mayo and ketchup.
Who likes it? That's trash.
Mayo and ketchup it makes some sort of orange mixture. What is going on? But I just recently discovered? Avocado ranch dressing. I don't like dressing on salad. I don't ever put dressing on salad.
What?
But
you don't like dressing on salad?
I don't put dressing on any
so
salad.
You just like your salad too?
Yeah, it's just salad. I mean, just whatever's in the salad. If it's, because I got this salad from Kroger, and it had like blue cheese crumbles. It had like I think some like turkey meat, some kind of cheese, some other stuff. It had a little variety of things. It was
But you
cool.
like no dressing on your salad.
But no,
That's
I don't, I
so
don't, I
weird.
don't, I don't ever put dressing on my salad. But it had like this green dressing. I'm like, what is this fucking green shit? This ain't guacamole. Last time I got a mistaken green sauce, it was wasabi, and I regret that greatly. But so I looked at it on the package, it's like avocado ranch dressing. So I'm like, ah, fuck it. Let me check it out. I love avocados. I don't like ranch dressing so much, but we'll see how it works out. And that shit was pretty good. You know, and I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but
Yeah.
it was actually pretty good, I can say. So that was probably the first
I
time I
like
put.
avocados anyway.
You don't know anything about avocados. But that's probably the first time in
Yeah, I
about.
got a bag of avocados. I eat them every day.
You eat an avocado every day.
Yeah.
I think that's false. That's cap.
What?
This whole conversation is cap.
I eat one avocado a day. Like, I put it on my salad, my burgers, chicken sandwich, and there's a variety of things I make with avocados.
So, Mexican avocados or California avocados? Which ones do you prefer?
I'm not sure the Mexican avocados. They're bigger. They're bigger and they go a long way.
Those are Monsanto avocados. You're getting poison. You're eating poison avocados every day.
I'm not eating no poison avocados. I buy them from the farmer's market
Got some GMO
every
avocados.
year.
No. Vinegar on fries? What is going on in this chat tonight? Okay, there's just all sorts of awkward food preferences that are going on tonight, and I don't.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
What? What was that, Shannon?
I said, hi, everybody.
Nobody responded, Shannon. Shannon's not allowed to be responded to.
See, there you go, business. That's why I need to start because you give me a lot of notes and stuff. Yeah.
I do nothing. So Shannon, you
always
made.
been
I've never bullied you ever in my life. So you made an accusation about one of our regular callers the other day. That is Professor Trill. So now that you have the line, would you like to address that issue live?
because I said that he was on the phone for 2 hours.
Yes.
He was. He
Do,
lucky.
do you have factual evidence to back that up?
Yes. It's that. I mean, this thing. I was keeping time of how long he was on the phone.
You were
He
tracking.
was on. If you want to call it, that's fine, whatever.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what to call it.
That's why I was laughing that he's mad at KJ. And he thought that she was the one that said that, but I was the one that said that.
Yes. So you willingly allowed Miss Grace to be falsely accused for your
No, I didn't
crimes.
know he was falsely accusing her of anything. That's why I said I'm the one who said he was on the phone for 2 hours.
What sweet beans? What is going on there? What sweet beans? Like pork and beans? Who got sweet beans? Beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread is good though. I ain't gonna lie. Beans and cornbread is good. That should put meat on your bones. Here's the deal, Miss Shannon.
Yeah.
Is there anything else
You
that you
gonna
would?
call Ashley? Are you gonna call Ashley?
Not tonight. I'm gonna arrange an arrange with y'all tomorrow because I don't want to let down the mixer crew. I did tell the mixer crew I'd give them some love this evening, and so I'm gonna give them a little bit of love and do that. But I will be arranging a group call. I'm gonna put some of these numbers into the contacts. It says I have to put them in the contacts to be able to do a group call, so I'm going to do that and set that up. And so in the future we can have beef in the den.
I think that would be interesting. I think the whole conference call would be interesting.
I have no idea what you're saying. It sounds very muffled.
I said the whole three-way call is gonna be interesting.
Interesting. So you say.
Yeah.
And why is it going to be interesting?
I don't know.
The first,
It just sounds like it'd be interesting having the denfolk, two of the denfolk on the phone at the same time.
I think the first denfolk call combination that we need to have is Shannon and Professor Trill. I think that would be a
Wow.
very interesting dynamic. I think two very different personalities. And it would be extremely interesting. I think that might be the funniest combination of callers that we we could come up with.
Wow, so he can block me if I say so he say he likes,
We go. It's
or
gonna.
if I steal his pistachios, he's gonna block me. That's why I want to win. So he can
It,
block me in the first
it's,
pistachio.
it's going to be Professor Trill and Shannon the first call, then Ashley and Prepaid for the second call. We're gonna let them hash out their beef. Yeah, we gotta
He
find
can
Bredo,
block me
man.
alive. He puts me in time out alive
Well, I mean, you're.
for stealing his pistachios.
Just stop stealing that man's
Like,
pistachios.
it's not my fault. He's a very selfish person.
This is tough. I will not allow this Trill slander to continue. But I think it'd be interesting. We're gonna get Shelly on there with I don't know who we're gonna get Shelly on the phone. We're gonna have to come with some interesting combinations. Yeah, I haven't heard from Brett in a while. I don't know. I wish the way these things are set up, but I guess it actually might be a good idea. And don't worry, I won't just be calling y'all randomly and shit. But I think it's a good idea to put at least put the regulars numbers on save them in the contact so that way. If you want to reach out, because the den folk it's a weird dynamic that we have here. Like when somebody hasn't shown up in a while, we start getting concerned. So that way,
Whatever happened to my name? I haven't seen her in this time in a while.
yeah, that's what I say. That's what I say. We have to figure out what's happening with my name. I haven't seen her. I don't think in the Facebook group too much either. So
I haven't seen her either. Not even in the Mister. I haven't seen her in a while. So I was like, what happened to her?
Yeah, it's been I saw V Darko. She might have came about a week or two ago. T'Challa commented on one of the Sauce Sports videos, the Fuller video today. So there's that. But yeah, we're gonna start reaching out. We're gonna start reaching out as a community and seeing what's up with the denizens. It's, the den is like the mob. Once you in, you can't get out. We're gonna come find your ass. Oh, you thought you was just gonna get out like that? You thought you was just gonna be able to leave?
I actually been missing some things because I've been busy.
Nobody even noticed. That's sad. Y'all didn't even notice that Shannon wasn't here. Oh, shame on y'all.
Yeah, I've been late to a lot of things. I was late to the last couple of things.
I mean, that's expected.
So I've been rewatching it.
Because you and your Negro antics, it is expected from you to be late. So if you're gonna talk about my dietary habits, I'm gonna talk about your time management situation. And
hey, I've been busy. Okay.
No, you just been black. So
I've
there's that.
No, I'm never late for nothing.
Well, you just said you've been late the last few episodes of time, but now you're talking about you're never late for this. Apparently, you're late for something.
No, on purpose, I'm never late for anything.
That's kind of how it's supposed to work. Nobody deliberately wants to be late. Like nobody's like, you know what? I'm going to show up to that event late. So nobody is late on purpose. You end up, some shit happens. This fucking happens. That fucking happens. Then you end up being late. So. Again, it's like, it is what it is. I be looking high. I look high. I look like I'm on drugs to you, DeMarkey. I start pushing buttons over here. I ain't gonna do you like that. I just be giving DeMarkey all the time.
Mom's house about to start heading home.
You at where?
My mom's house about to start heading home.
Okay, put your mom on the phone.
No, why?
I want to talk to Mama Shannon.
You will never talk to my mom.
What? Okay.
No.
Why can't I talk to Mama Shannon?
You Mama Jones. No.
I want to talk to Mama Shannon. Look, people who are affiliated with y'all get like the same name, like like Mr. Angela,
I can't call Lady Lady Lynch's husband though. That's a suspect. So Mr. Lady, everybody has I'm gonna unblock Maria G. I'm gonna bring Maria G back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep playing. We're gonna bring back all the OGs. Go back and find them. But
Nobody wants to talk about mama because there are things that I don't want my mom to ever know.
I'm not gonna tell her nothing. I just want to talk to Mama Shannon, just see how she doing. Just making sure life is treating her well. And
She's about to have this surgery.
what kind of surgery she gonna have?
And I told you she put her rotator cuff, right?
Oh, she was pitching in the World Series.
Well, she also broke some bones too.
Well, damn.
So now they have to really open her up to get all those chipped bones out and fix whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, what did she do to do all that? She was fighting MMA. I mean, what is she doing breaking bones? What is she out there wilding out in them streets? How did she do all that?
I don't know what she was doing. She said she failed, but I think it's a little bit more than that. So.
Yeah, out there body slamming people in them KC streets, man.
But they're saying that she won't be able to use her right side for a whole year.
Oh man,
she won't lose her right side for a whole year.
The right side, that's terrible. So, is there a small motel chain in your family?
Is there what?
I say, is there a small motel? Does your family own a small motel?
I'm not even sure if they did. I know my grandparents used to own a country club.
Okay. I'm just asking, if they might have owned a small hotel on a lonely strip of highway somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Okay. I mean, that's all. Okay. Well, Miss Shannon, is there anything else that you would like to add before we get ready to wrap things up?
Not really. Oh, you know that when I date interracial, nobody non-black has ever met my dad's side of the family. Nobody non-black has ever met my dad's side of the family. This is just random. I don't know why I was thinking that.
And why is that? Is your dad's side of the family racist?
My dad's side of the family is not exactly nice to anybody non-black or even half-black.
No, so they're super racist.
Like they don't exactly say nice things.
That is interesting. So,
What is the longest relationship you've had, Shannon? What is the longest relationship you've ever had, Shannon?
The longest relationship I ever had? The longest relationship I ever had was like almost 4 years.
Okay. And how long is it before someone meets your family?
Oh, God. You know what? I have no problem with somebody meeting my mom's side of the family.
But I mean, just
dad's side of the family.
I mean, but how long for either side? I mean, how long is it usually before they meet either side?
2 to 3 months usually.
Okay. Just curious, just wondering.
But nobody has ever met my dad's side of the family, though.
Have you met your dad's side of the family?
Yes, I have. But nobody I've ever been with has ever met his side of the family. You don't want to. You know what? Maybe if I bring a white person to that side of the family, I can get disowned from that side of the family. And then they can stop asking me for money.
No, then they're going to think your credit better. They're going to really start asking you for money then. Oh, shit. Got that good credit now.
No, because My ghetto ass cousins on that side of the family called me right before the day before I get paid, saying, "Did you get your check yet? Did you get your check? Let me hold $7. What you need $7 for?" She said she needed it. She broke something, so she needs $7. And then they'll ask you for more, and then more, and then more.
Shannon, I think you're a very intelligent young lady, but there's this word. There's a word in the English language. Not many people are familiar with it. And I think this is a word that could change your life if you learn it, apply it, and use it on the
Are you
daily.
going to tell me to say no? Just say no.
No is the word. Apply that shit in your life and
I try
use it.
to, but
You know,
I'm
ain't no
a.
try. There's no try.
I
You
hate to,
either
I hate,
do,
I hate to say it. I'm a little
you
bit of a bleeding
do,
heart when it
or
comes to
you
kids.
don't. There's no try. You do or you don't. You gotta let you gotta let some of these motherfuckers go. You gotta like find a new family. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Christmas time's not too far away.
I
People are
told you
usually in the
already. I'm the keeper of my fucking siblings in the family, even though I'm the middle
look.
child.
Well, then you need to quit keeping. Pass those keys off to someone else or whatever. Let them be the key keeper. Because again, you're gonna get emotionally,
This is
uh,
why, this is why I
financially,
always wanted
physically
older
tired of that
brothers.
shit.
This is why I don't have older brothers.
That ain't why you
Which
don't
is
have older
sad because
brother.
I just have sisters. No, I got one little brother and I got older sisters.
You need to let
And I wouldn't
everybody go.
exactly ask them. I wouldn't exactly ask them for advice.
And I'm giving you all the advice you need. No, I mean it's the easiest word. It's like the first word you should learn. Most babies learn no first. Like, no, I don't want that shit. So apply the no. Let the no flow freely. Trust me, the first time you say it, you might feel a little bad because you've been a yes woman for so long. But just say no. You're going to have some thoughts about how should I have done that? Don't listen to those thoughts and tell those thoughts no. And the next person that tells you no, after about 4, 5, 6 times, and a couple of things are going to happen. One, it's not going to feel so bad. Two, people are going to stop asking you for things and putting you in those situations that don't benefit you in any way, form, or fashion. And then three, you're going to start feeling less stressed about other people's problems. Now, you may still have some of your own personal problems, but you'll feel much less stressed about other
I
people
know
bringing
you
problems
told
into
me in
your
the
life.
Facebook group to throw my phone away because they called me telling me that one of my cousins is going to prison.
Yeah, you gotta stop the nonsense, Shannon. Shannon, stop inviting trauma, trouble into your life. Okay, just let it go. All right, you're already eating that shitty Kansas City barbecue. I mean, you don't need any more problems in your life. You know, just
Whatever.
just to,
Whatever.
hmm,
Whatever. When I come to Texas, I'll try Texas barbecue and see how it feels.
and then you'll never leave, and then we'll be stuck with you. No, you stay and keep them Shannon problems up in Kansas City. We don't want them problems down here in Texas. I will send you some
No,
barbecue.
because I'll be in Texas.
No, we don't want you
Because
down
my
here.
sister lives in Texas. And
What?
so she wants a baby and she can't physically carry her baby.
Well, I hope that if you go to a barbecue restaurant, they tell you no. There's
See,
that.
there you go bullying me again.
That's not that.
He
Look,
takes racist bullies me all the time.
it's a barbecue bully. What part of Texas does your sister live in?
Where does she live in?
Yeah, what part? Like what area of
She lives
Texas?
in Sterling.
She lives where?
Sterling, Texas?
Sterling,
Where the fuck
Texas.
that is from?
I don't know.
Yes.
Texas is a big old place. I'm not even familiar with. I don't even know where that is. I have to.
When she first moved there, she was in Houston. And then her and her fiance were in Dallas for a little bit. Now she's in Sterling.
Well, if it's
Well, her
somewhere,
ex-fiance.
she's what? I'm not even gonna ask because see, Shannon stories they will take you down a rabbit hole of questions and concerns, and I got to get to the mixer crew, Miss Shannon. I appreciate you taking the call. We're definitely gonna have to continue on this conversation tomorrow because I got questions.
I got questions
Why?
about just I don't know. We're not going to get into it tonight because we will continue being confused here. But I appreciate you for taking the call.
Whatever. I'm about to. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm about to start heading home now.
All right, we'll drive safe. Give Mama Shannon a hug, but don't hug her too tight. Don't mess her arm up, you know. And we appreciate talking to you.
I was really think that, but all right. Bye.
All right, good evening. Well, there's that. Miss Ashley, I did intend to get you on the group three-way thing. You know, I'm trying to, Honcho and two ladies. That's how I like it. Hey, yo. But I promise I'm going to get back to y'all Monday. I'm going to tweak some things. And I guess what I'll do with the phone line is I'll extend the schedule a few minutes past 12. So, because the den goes a little longer sometimes. And even though I try to tell y'all no, I just can't say no to the den folk. But with that being said, I'm going to get on here and get the Mixer Crew some love. It's about to be 1 o'clock. Oh, motherfucker. I forgot I had that chicken brine in. I make the best chicken breast in the world. I make the best chicken in the world. But I need to check into that. But with that being said, Den folk, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who showed some love this evening. I thank all of you for coming through. We will be back at it tomorrow. I'm feeling good about getting back on the regular schedule. It just feels good. It just feels so right to have the den every night. So we have a couple of things to talk about. Like I said, there's a couple of topics that I did not get into, even though some free range stuff. But we're going to talk about some real interesting things. I'm not even going to break it to you. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I may post some related articles in the Facebook group tomorrow, but we'll talk about it mañana. With that being said, y'all are the greatest. Y'all be cool. If you want to catch in on the Mixer Crew, let me put the Mixer link in there for y'all. I'll be in there about 5-10 minutes. I put that all wrong. And with that being said, I'm taking the Marquis wrench whenever we leave out of here. I'm gone.